Hello, everyone. We are back with Granblue Fantasy, Shadow SP. And last time we were here, we went to the Lunacy Archipelago at the behest of the Black Knight, who, while we were in Auguste, told us to go there if we wanted to learn more about really what she's up to. And when we got there, we walked around in the forest for a bit. Ran into the most suspect individual that we have met so far in the form of Rosetta, who started following us around without permission. And we went to the Knickknacks Shack, Sierra Carte's shop, in the middle of the forest that can't have any customers, basically ever. So we're really not sure why it's there. But when we got there, we found out that our tagger along, Rosetta, was also a kidnapper, because she kidnapped the girl that the Black Knight has been hanging out with, and brought her to the Knickknack Shack. After that, we started hanging out with her as well, with the objective of returning her to the Black Knight directly. So we didn't go back to the ship. We were just kind of walking through the woods because we didn't know where she was. There was a thing with some Scarlet Knight and him giving us a trial that was strange and felt very random because it wasn't relevant to our objectives, but it did happen. Yeah, so ultimately we found some ruins. The girl who introduced herself as Orcus disappeared. And when we next saw her, she was with the Black Knight again. And at that point, they called up Yggdrasil, which we fought, and ran away. Despite that, the girl Orcus said that she wanted to hang out with us more. So yeah, we were over there. Then, sorry. With Rosetta in tow, we went back to our ship and received a message from an Imperial messenger saying that General Furious wanted to make amends with us, make peace, and was waiting in Albion Citadel. So we are heading over to Albion today. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we are in Albion. Troubled Citadel, huh? Okay. This is the first time it's actually defaulted to the miscellaneous tab. When it does this, it's telling us that the enemies that we're about to face are relatively evenly mixed, or that the enemies we're about to face do not have an elemental weakness. I believe this one is the prior. So let's go ahead and we'll bring Kaguya, I suppose. And for safety concerns, I think we'll just go with the Dark Team. Mostly just because the Dark and Light as elements have no elemental weakness for you, the player. They counter each other, but your enemies don't deal counter damage to you. So basically, if I'm fighting a light enemy, my Dark Team will deal extra damage, but will not receive extra damage. And the same is true for if I'm fighting a Dark enemy with a Light Team. Alright, let's go. In the skies on the way to Albion. It's not much of a secret discussion.
わけわかんないな。その執着の仕方。君の事情はわかったけどさ、何がどうしたらこんな考えになるわけ？教えてよ。ま、いいや。そんなに興味ないしね。お互い目的が一致したから手を組むってだけの話だし。せいぜい僕の期待を裏切らないでくれよ。
So we get a sneaky third-party view of the conversation between Furious and some unknown. And then we're still hanging out.
見えてきたな。あれがアルビオンか？
すごい。大きなお城が飛んでるみたい。
アルビオンは空に浮かぶ城塞都市なんだ。中央に位置するアルビオン城とそれを囲む市街地が丸ごと一塊で空を飛んでいる。
あそこで帝国の将軍が待ち構えてるってわけか。和解なんてどうせ嘘っぱちよ。レディーは騙されたりしないんだから。
Yeah, he got the right of it. It doesn't seem right that the Albion
どうしてアルビオンなのかしら。空飛ぶ城塞都市なんて石畳の上は落ち着かないのよね。
アルビオンね。どっかで聞いたことがあるんだな。
Well, yeah, I'd assume so. It's
な
not
あ、カタリナ。
like it's a secret
アルビオン
base
っ
or
ていうと他にどんな特徴がある？
特徴か。そもそも変わった町ではあるが、最大の特徴といえば
Yeah. When you saw how that
どうやら
sentence
こ
was
いつを
cut
倒さ
off,
ねえとアルビオンには近づけなさ
basically
そうだ。
told you 100% that monsters were coming. Alright.
やるぞ。蹴散らしちまえ。
Well, I guess it's time to deal with some filler content. Okay. There's a light enemy here, so dark wasn't a bad choice.
甘いそこ完璧。そこだ。全力で行くわよ。やるじゃない。甘いそれ。悪いわ。これそこだ。
だ行け愚か者め。
この程度か。
バカめ。
Yeah, so we've
とっ
definitely
て
gotten
お
to
き
the
を見せ
point
てあげる。
where we can just plow through the main story.
やるじゃない。ニコニーにかかれば当然でしょ。
We didn't need to use any skills there. And I'll definitely take any opportunity I can find to level up my dark team because they're level 1. Well, no longer, but you know what I mean. Alright. Take another look. Yeah, I think we just take a Kaguya again. Just so we can keep up with the EXP boss. drop rate bonus isn't bad either. Alright, so looks like we've managed to make landfall.
よし、係留完了と。な、
Alright.
面倒な話の前に腹ごしらえでも。
それなら私がご案内いたしましょうか。
Well, obviously wasn't shadowy enough so that we, as the player, can't tell
誰だジョーちゃん。
this girl is the same one that Furious was talking to.
ビーラ。
はい、お久しぶりですお姉様。お元気でいらっしゃいましたか。
ああ、ビーラも変わりないようだな。
お姉様ってことはカタリナの妹さん。
So, yeah, she does literally call her elder sister, Vera. There's some reasons for that, but I don't really want to explain them. If you don't know, doesn't matter. Just consider it a term of endearment. But this is why Luria actually asked this question.
残念ながらそうではありません。
なんだよ姉さん。アルビオンに知り合いがいたなら先に言ってくれよな。
ああ、そうだな、すまない。
詳しい話は後々お話しいたしましょう
Catalina's
か。
been a little evasive since the topic of Albion got
アルビ
brought
オン
up.
は街中でも魔物が襲ってきますので、用心してついてきてくださいね。
Why do you have monsters everywhere? You should probably work on that.
おい、今あのジョーちゃんさらっと恐ろしいこと言わなかったか。
No. Maybe we'll find out something that we don't know
ア
here.
ルビオンは昔からそういう街なんだ。行こう。街中でも気を抜くんじゃないぞ。
Sure. I mean, at this point, we're not generally threatened by random monsters. So, I don't have a real issue with
な
it.
るほどな。姉さんとジョーちゃんは学校の先輩と後輩だったってわけか。
お姉様はとっても優秀で、学生の頃から強く美しいお方だったんです。
やめてくれ、ビーラ。さすがに恥ずかしい。
あはー、やっと思い出せたぜ。城塞都市アルビオンといや名門の士官学校で有名だったな。
はい、お姉様を含め卒業生は皆各地で立派に活躍していま
You
す。
know, when I think about it, I think that it, rather than Catalina getting interrupted on the airship,
街に魔物が放し飼いにされているのも常に鍛錬を怠らぬためなんですよ。
storyline flow perspective, it would have been better if Boykin had been interrupted when he was thinking about
この
Albion
街
and
で
then
カタ
just
リナが
dropped the
お勉
subject
強や
because,
剣のお稽古頑張っ
he
てた
did
んだ。
something. And then we brought it up here.
ってぼんやりしてる場合じゃねえぞ。
It's like, oh yeah,
魔物がこっちに向かってきやる。
because the way it was made it
Camaro!
seem like he either wasn't as well traveled as he'd been letting on, or that he's not, he's got memory problems, doesn't have a very good memory. I don't know, it doesn't seem right to me. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Turn off the auto,
バカめ。
so we can just watch the battle
撃っていいの
unfold.
撃たれる覚悟。
悪いわね。悪いわ。
甘い。
しょうがないわね。悪いわ。完璧にこう。悪いわ。これだ。そこ
行け愚か者め。
さあ次のカードは
I do have to say, I am glad that one of those side stories gives you the fish sword. Because without it, it would be hard to use. It would be pretty hard to play as Dark. I think our only other Dark weapon right now is a staff. All right. So we're gonna keep going. Same thing here. Gonna keep going with Galgio. So you may have seen Black Rabbit on that summon list. We've seen White Rabbit before. It's the same animation, just with a different tone. So, if you're curious, that's what it is.
そういや、それが本題だったな。とは言っても、あいつらこの町のどこにいるんだ?
I mean, I'm sure
エルステ帝国のフィリアス将軍はアルビオン城の貴賓室でお待ちですよ。
Theoretically, they'd be found in an official neutral location. If I'm thinking, you know, representatives from a foreign country meeting with somebody else, like they're in a neutral location.
そう
That's official,
といえばそうですね。
right?
領主の執務室は
Rather
アル
than,
ビオ
oh
ン城に
yeah,
ありますから。
we're gonna meet in some back alley somewhere, right? That doesn't make any sense.
領主ってまさかお姉さんが？
はい。だいたい6年ほど前からでしょうか。
こう言っちゃなんだが、6年前なんてジョちゃん子供だろ?
アルビオンは実力至上主義なんです。だから士官学校も同学年でも年齢はバラバラなんですよ。
So yeah, I mean, being able to
アルビオンの
decide
領
you
主
want
は
to go
代
and
々
enroll in the
少
academy
し
at any
変わった
time.
方法で決められますから。
Kind of reasonable.
ね、お姉様。
Because it's a military academy, right? They're
そう
the fact that they're able to, you know, if you're like hit your 20s, wanna go to the academy.
貴賓室までご案内いたしま
It's
す。
nice that they accept that.
もちろんどの道も魔物が出ますので注意してくださいね。
All right. So we walk along, fight random monsters in the streets.
ねえ、カタリナ大丈夫？さっきからずっと難しい顔してるけど。
なんだなんだ? カタリナお前、もしかして学校にはいい思い出のないタイプか?
いや、学校もこの町も私にとって大切な場所だ。しかし
あの子が原因かしら？ロゼッタ、君は知らないわよ何も。
I mean,
でもあなたを見
just
てれ
saying
ば
it's fine,
一
but
目
the
瞭
way
然だわ。
that was demonstrated, it's like Rosetta walked up behind her and said it in her
それに
ear.
私あんなに可愛いけど
She's over here being a
あの子
weirdo
はど
again.
うも好きにならないわ。
おお、ロゼッタの趣味も見境なしじゃなかったんだな。
トカゲの干物はよく効く薬になるそうね。
Okay.
なんだかロゼッタとはうまくやってけそう。
ともかくあの子はそこが見えないの。魔物もそうだけどあの子にも用心して進みましょう。
I mean, that makes sense. We don't really know her. But to be fair, we don't really know you either. Alright.
悪いわ、そこ
バカな!
そここの程度か。
悪いわね。
Should probably change the party order.
甘い。
決める気ね。やるじゃない。それ甘い。悪いわね。やるじゃない。そこカードが。
打っていいのは打た。
それ悪いわね。
Alright. Well. Alright, hit rank 50. Hitting rank 50 does mean that we are able to do some stuff that we couldn't before. However, it's not really relevant for us. Alright, so we're gonna hit here. Here's an interesting summon. We're not gonna pick it because it requires a little bit of effort. But Grand Order. It's an interesting summon because it gives you a 200% boost to attack when you have scattered elements in your team. Generally, that's not the right way to build a team, but there are exceptions to every rule. And this summon is a pretty good one for when you're doing that, right? If you have, say, Grand Order, which gives you giant boosts to attack, and, you know, like Lucifer, gives boost to every element, it's a pretty good combination, right? That said, we are mono element, so we're not going to care about that. Yeah, I think we're just going to stick with Kaguya. Alright, into the stateroom. I mean, over under on this being a trap, for me, I'd say it's overwhelmingly in favor of this being a trap.
君たちさ、僕らが思ってたよりもずっと強くて、いい加減割に合わないんだよね。
Alright, because I mean, this guy is
割に合わ
just
ない。
the least trustworthy person we've ever met.
言葉通りさ。何せその機密の少女は謎が多すぎる。取り返してその力のすべてを解明したところで利益になるかは五分ってとこだ。それならその分の労力を別のことに使った方が帝国全体の確実な利益になるってわけ。
What they already know about Luria is enough to make it worth fighting us, right? So this is probably a trick.
ま、そういうわけだから、もう君たちは晴れて自由の身だ。
Also, the music is
どこだろう
not
と
like
好きなと
happy,
ころに行く
so
といい。
the implication there is that something is wrong.
じゃあね、また会うことがあれば今度はお茶でも飲もうじゃないか。
I mean, I guess the meeting would be tense regardless, right? Because this guy is certifiably insane, given that he's tried to completely destroy multiple islands we've been to. Also, we didn't get it in writing. You gotta actually sign some papers for that.
あれだけ戦っといてこうもあっさり引き下がられたんじゃな。
Right? Because then you can show the papers to somebody else. Be
どうで
like,
しょう、
look, we
皆
have
様。
this agreement.
まずは宿を取ってゆっくり休み、それから考えてみてはいかがですか？ちょうどお城の客室に空きがありますし。
Yeah, I mean, I'm game for taking a break.
それがいいや。まずはゆっくり休もうぜ。
And I mean, it's not every day you get what is it, guest
俺も賛成
rooms
だ。
in
ビラちゃ
a
ん、
castle.
案内頼むぜ。
So, you know, it's an experience worth having, I'd say. Plus, it's not as though we're in a big time
本当に
crunch
これで
or anything,
全て
right?
片付いたのだろうか。
さっきの小さい将軍の言ってたことが信じられない？筋は通ってたと思うけど。
This second sentence is not what she said. The second sentence, she said, how do you say it? Basically, she's saying that she thinks that all the proper procedures were followed. So, rather than saying your instincts aren't wrong in not trusting him, she's actually saying it seems like he followed all the proper procedures for making the deal. So, why do you mistrust him?
ま、なんぼ言ったって連中は敵だからな。信用できないってのはわかるぜ。
Yeah, I mean, trust is out of the question, not what he says.
裏があるように思えてならないんだ。このままで終わるはずが。
Trust is out of the question. No, he says, I can understand why you won't trust them. Like, why you don't trust them. So, the English text is a little bit more absolute and insistent that the imperial word is wrong, right? That giving them any benefit of the doubt is a bad idea.
それは杞憂ですお姉様。
ベラ。
お姉様が今日までどのような旅を続けてきたか聞きました。かわいそうなお姉様。連日の戦いでお姉様はお疲れになっているんです。お姉様が心配することは何もありません。すべて私にお任せください。
先輩思いないい後輩じゃねえか、おい。
ありがとうございます。さあ、この魔物を倒せば客室は目の前です。
That timing for showing up almost made
もう
it
少
seem
しです
like
から
monsters
頑張りましょう
wanted
ね。
to join in our conversation. All right.
カードが
そこ甘いかな。この程度か。
悪いわこれだ。
行け
話を甘いそれ。これ
だ
そこかな。
甘いそれ。これ
行け
この程度か。
All right. Simple enough.
さあ次のカードは
Okay. Moving on.
いらっしゃい。よろずやアルビオン城支店へよ
Wait,
う
weren't
こ
we
そ。
going to our guest rooms? Why are we here?
なんでシアがここに？城の客室じゃねえのかよ。
どこにでもいてどこにもいない。
I think
それ
it
が
just, that
よろずやですよ。
I think you're just trespassing.
客室の管理をお任せしているんです。とても頼りになるんですよ。
Right. Okay. Sure.
さあさあ事情は聞きましたよ。
Seems like she's a little overloaded with
ば
work.
っちりしっかり休んじゃってくださいね。
If she's working here and everywhere else we've also been. It's very mysterious. But hey, at least we get a night's rest. Next morning, Catalina's gone with only a short farewell letter left behind, huh? Well then. Chapter title. Goodbye forever. That's a silly title. Alright. Alright, we're just gonna keep going with Kaguya. Just kind of, milk the value as much as possible. Get the extra experience. I'll get some levels on these characters.
こいつは一体どういうことなんだ？どうしよう。どうしてカタリナが。
もしかしたら帝国の連中にさらわれたのかもしれねえぞ。
ってわけだけど、どうシェロちゃん。昨日怪しい人たちがここに来たりしたかしら。
ですね、朝早くに帝国の人たちがカタリナさんを訪ねてきたんです。それで少し話をした後、カタリナさんはその人たちとどこかへ行っちゃいましたけど、帝国とは和解したって昨日聞いてたから、てっきりすぐ戻ってくるものかと。
unusual, but not necessarily extremely suspicious from a third-party perspective. Right? I mean, especially when you consider that Catalina was originally an officer in the Imperial military.
でも、だとすると、どういうことなの？
とにかく探しに行こうぜ。帝国の行方はわからねえが。
I mean, after all, right? When we were on Auguste, we ran into one of her juniors in the Imperial military in Farah.
ビーラちゃんなら何か知ってるかもしれねえ。
Someone similar showed up. So, again, from Shirakarte's perspective, I wouldn't be particularly suspicious to see Imperial soldiers come talk cordially with Catalina. From what I heard she said, no one was shouting and no altercations occurred. So, it seems like it was a peaceful encounter.
どうしてカタリナが自分の意志でルリアの元を離れるとは思えねえな。なあ、お前はどう思う？
I mean, it's definitely worth finding her.
だよな。あの置き手紙だって何かのメッセージかもしれないし。ともかく本人に会って聞くのが一番だ。
Just saying goodbye, with a farewell letter. Not doing it face to face. Seems like, like you're taking the easy way out. And the other thing is, if we suspect foul play, it's not that hard to fake a letter, especially if we're not that familiar with Catalina's handwriting. So hearing it from her directly feels like the right choice.
そこだ。さあ、行こっか。悪いわね。悪いわ。これのそこ完璧。全力で行くわよ。悪いわね。甘い。決める気ね。
Looks like we'd have been better off with a light.
行け。
I mean, it
と
doesn't
っておき
really
を見せて
matter.
あげる。
さすがだな、団長。
Again, the random enemies in the streets are pretty weak.
世話が焼ける。
Okay. Got level 15 on Holy Saber. Substitute. Very important. Basically, Substitute was keeping us... Not having Substitute was keeping us from trying a couple things. I'll give it a shot in a little bit, but for now, we're going to keep going in the story. Right? Yeah. We'll just keep going with Galbia.
そうですか、お姉様が。
ああ。それで、
Her
ギ
tone
ー
of
ラちゃん
voice
は帝国
sounds
ともつながりがあるみたいだ
unconcerned.
ったし、何か知らねえか。
確かにアルビオンはエルステ帝国に多数人材を送り出しており、仲は深いと言えるでしょう。しかしお姉様が姿を消した件については、私から申し上げられることは何も。
そんな。じゃあカタリナがどこかへ行っちゃうのを黙って見過ごすしかないの？
お言葉ですが、お姉様が帝国と行くことに何か不自然な点があるのでしょうか。
The phrasing on that sentence is a little
そもそも
strange.
お姉様は一度はエルステ帝国に仕えた身。
The nuance of run off with
アルビオン
is a little
領主
bit
として
different
言う
than
なら
what
ば、
I'm saying.
お姉様が帝国に戻るのはむしろ好ましいことと
In
言
the
えます。
original text, it's more like for her to just go along with, you know, the
でも
kind of nuance there
こん
is
な何の前触れもなしに。
it's close.
せめてカタリナの口からどうして私たちの元を去るのか。
Yeah, and I'm totally on board with that from
カタリ
Luria.
ナに会ってその理由を聞きたいんです。
If Catalina would just say, "Yeah, guys,
それは
I'm gonna go do
そ
some
の理由
stuff,"
というものがどんな厳しいものであってもですか。
since you no longer are in having a
はい。
threat of being
わかりまし
attacked
た。
or caught by the
そ
Imperial
こまで言う
military,
のならお話ししましょう。お姉様が迫られた選択を。
right? I would say, yeah. If she
見せ
said
たいも
that,
のがあります。
I'd be okay with
少し私について
this
きて
kind
くだ
of
さい。
parting. But instead, we get a letter.
途中で魔物にやられてしまわないよう十分気をつけてくださいね。
Sure. Yeah, I don't think that they've... Right, because I know that Catalina said that Albion's always been like this with the monsters everywhere. I'm pretty sure... And I don't remember if they actually say anything more about this. But I'm pretty sure that the reason that there's a bunch of monsters around here is because of the military academy, where they're basically treating going about daily life in Albion as a military exercise where you might be attacked at any moment. I think that's right. I don't remember if they said it here. But it's worth
このアルビオ
explaining
ン
a
に
little
は
bit.
シュバリエという特殊な聖唱銃が古より伝わっています。
Alright. So, important. The name of this primal is different in Japanese. It's not the only time that this occurs. I'll bring it up if we see it again. Luminiera is what they call it in the English text. The Japanese refers to it as Chevalier. Basically, you know, the kind of knighthood thing. Anyway, continuing on.
シュバリエは真の騎士をより代に、いえ、生贄にして初めてこの世に権限する聖唱銃なのです。
真の騎士を生贄に。
Yeah, and the first sentence.
強大な力を求めるエルステ帝国は当然シュバリエの存在に目をつけ権限させるよう私たちに求めました。
The first sentence here actually does mention requires a knight as a vessel, and then she's also in the second sentence also requires the sacrifice. Anyway, Sorry for the interruptions. Just wanted to do some clarifications, just so we
し
are
か
on the
し
same page.
よりしろとなる騎士には合意が必要であり、志願者がいないと断ると、
帝国の方から都合のいい人材を見つけてきたってわけね。
ええ、帝国はあなたたちの安全と引き換えにお姉様に犠牲になれ、
Uh-huh.
そう取引を持ちかけることを私に明かし、協力するよう言ってきました。
So,
当然最初は拒否しましたが、そこでフィリアス将軍があの兵器を持ち出してきたのです。
so the terms of this deal were given to a third party rather than
あの時
us.
アウギュステできっちりぶっ壊せてりゃよかったんだが
See, this is why you gotta get everything in paper. Or, you know, you gotta get everything written down so you can read it, understand what the terms of the deal actually are. So now it's a sort of hostage situation because of this weapon. Right. This is the exact same weapon that Furious was saying he was going to use to
島をも
destroy
滅ぼす兵
Augusta.
器の威力を見せられ、アルビオンの人々を守るには領主として決断せねばならず。
それじゃカタリナは私たちのために、だから私たちに何も言わず黙って。
事情は大体飲み込めたぜ。たく一人でカッコつけやがって。魔物か。八つ当たりになっちまって悪いが、今は手加減してやれねえぞ。
Sure. I mean, yeah, we'll just take out some random monsters. No big deal.
甘いこれさ。
行け。
そこだ。
話を甘い悪いわね。
Easy enough.
悪いわこれそこ。
行け。
話を。
Hey, it's a man eater.
これのそこ
行け。
とっておきを見せてあげる。覚悟はいいかしら。クリムバースト。そここれの
この程度か。
Alright. Easy enough.
ちょっとやりすぎちゃったかしら。
Hey, we got a goblin. Yeah, these normal items don't really matter. Alright. Continuing along. Just gonna grab another Kaguya.
本来ならアルビオンを預かる私がシュバリエを権限させるよりしろとなるべきなのです。
Alright, so monsters interrupted, but our conversation resumes pretty much immediately.
しかし在学中に領主となった私には騎士としての経験はなく、
Mm-hmm.
シュバリエは私を真の騎士と認めることはありませんでした。
Uh-huh.
過ぎたことを言ったってしょうがねえ。それにジョーちゃんが悪く思うことは何にもねえよ。
Yeah, I mean, the circumstances she described being what they are, you know, I wouldn't be.
そうよ。
that quick to place any blame on her. Right, given that the Empire has their island buster equipped right on your doorstep. That's ridiculous.
一度ここを離れようぜ。帝国の戦艦を見上げながら漁師の嬢ちゃんと密談なんざ連中に見つかりゃ面倒なことになら。
Sure. And we don't want anything strange to happen. So, heading away from the Empire's watchful gaze.
ねえ、あなた。そういえばさっき面白いことを言っていたわよね。
I mean, if we're talking about speaking about funny stuff,
意図して冗談を述べたつもりはありませんが。
saying weird things.
そうじゃないわ。あなた在学中に領主になったって言ってたわよね。
Yeah, she did say that.
その年で6年も前から領主をやってるって言うし、先代のお子さんか何かなのかしら？
I mean, I don't see how that's necessarily all that funny. I mean, it's just... we don't know the circumstances.
アルビオンの領主は世襲制ではありません。領主が亡くなると、アルビオン全体で武術大会が開かれ、優勝者が次の領主となるのです。
Okay. So, clearly what that means is that Vera must have won that tournament.
ジョーちゃんはカタリナに勝ったってことなのか？
はい。お姉様とは決勝でお手合わせ願いました。
そりゃすげえな。あのカタリナよりも強いなんざ大したもんだぜな。
I mean, I guess.
いいえ、当時も今も私などお姉様の足元にも及びません。
でもあなたが優勝したから領主を務めてるんじゃ。
Yes, we're talking about
魔物が向こうから来ています。
saying strange
気を抜いている余裕はありま
things.
せんよ。
That's the point I would make a comment on. Like, you're the Lord, that means you won the tournament. But you say you can't beat Catalina, but you were in the final round against her? Something going on there.
悪いわ。
バカめ。
私のレッスンは厳しいわよ。
これ完璧にこう。
Monster, hold on.
甘い。
行け。
Alright, well, never mind. We're strong enough to hold on to this one.
これ
Send me out.
甘い。
愚か者め。
I only, the rare appearance of a rare monster did give me pause, because, in some of the side stories, the quests, you can find rare monsters, and they are relatively strong.
とっておきを見せてあげる。原章。
To the extent where you actually need to pay attention to what you're doing, as opposed to just...
ニコニーにかかれば当然でしょ。
Alright. But, you got through there, no problem. We got a gun. It's actually not a bad thing to pick up. Just because it's a light elemental weapon. It's a light elemental gun. So that does unlock ability, or an ability for us to use a gun class in light. Pretty nice, I would say. Alright. Alright, so we're looking at dark. We've done these, Let's bring Serio. And I know I said I was gonna do this. I'm gonna switch the order. There. Alright. Hopefully this will avoid Lelouch's giant mecha from covering up our entire team. Alright, let's go ahead and go. Down a back alley. Alright.
あれ何何大勢でどうしたの
I like how we just refer to Furious as not every character.
てめえなぜここに
Truth be told, that's a pretty accurate
おや
descriptor. He's
その
pretty
態度は
unsavory.
心
I
外
don't
だ
like him.
な僕だって
Comic
人と待ち合わせてた
comic
だ
book
けなん
villain,
だけど
cartoon villain. He is the
それ
kind
に
of
ほら
villain that's just like,
一
yeah,
応和解した仲じゃないか
he's
仲良
clearly
く
not a
しよう
good
よ
guy.
ねえ
He has got what we call
ふざ
comic
けんじゃない
levels
わ
of
よ
evil.
全部事情は聞いたんだからさっさとカタリナを返しなさいよ
うんなんだ全部聞いちゃったのかまあいいや最初から君らのことも放っておくつもりはなかったからね
Again, this is why you gotta get this stuff in writing. It's a lot harder to back out of an agreement if you've actually made a
和解って
contract.
のもカタリナを納
And even if
得
you
させる
do back out of
嘘
it,
ってことかい
we still have the paper, right? So we might be able to get out of other conflicts later. By
も
using
ちろんだよせっかくおもちゃが目の前にあるのに逃す手はないからね
そんな
So
じゃあカタリナは何のために
we should probably just shoot him.
ああ
We've
でも
got two
安
people
心
here
し
with
て
guns.
あの女騎士には別の島へでも旅立ったと伝
And
えと
the
くよ
last time we shot him, it took him out of commission for a few chapters, or at least a few segments of a
この
chapter.
野郎どれだけ嘘をつきゃ気が済むんだ
I mean, if we just, I mean, we haven't seen any Imperial soldiers yet. Yeah, they just showed up.
騙される方が悪いんだ
But he
よ
was in the front,
自分たち
We
の
should've
間抜
just
け
shot
さ
him.
せいぜい呪うといいぜ
especially when he's already said, "Yeah, we're not gonna let you leave."
彼
That's the moment we should
あ
have
んなに
attacked.
少年が曲がってるから身長以上に小さく見えるんだろカタリナを助けるためにもここは切り抜けなくちゃね行くわよ
I mean, sure, that makes some level of sense, but also we have to cut through here so as to not be killed
許
ourselves.
せませんカタリナの思い利用するなんて
Because he did basically just say, "I'm planning on killing you," or
最初
capturing.
から帝国は俺たちとカタリナを引き
But if
離
we
し
get captured, right, he's just gonna do some torture or something. I mean, again, comic levels of evil.
それぞれに始末をつけるつもりでいたってことだな卑怯な連中だ
Did you not suspect that from the
こ
beginning?
うなら
Still
絶
should
対
have.
に姉さんを助け出してやろうぜなあお前もこのままじゃ気が済まないよな
Sure, I'd really rather not
す
just
ごい気だぜ
run away.
オイラたちにだって骨のあるとこ見せなくちゃな
You know, I mean, I think we owe Catalina at least that much. Without Catalina, we wouldn't have, we wouldn't be in as good a situation as we are. All right.
甘い
愚か者
と悪いわね
We're fighting against mech spheres.
愚か者め
Yeah, looks like we get a main character a little bit covered up by the mecha, but
し
otherwise.
ょうがないわね
この程度か
Okay.
これ悪いわね
Fought our way through the
次行くわよ
Imperials.
ちょっとやりすぎちゃったかしら
It's more of a chore than a challenge, but it must be done. Alright, goodbye forever. Guess we're done with that. You've unlocked a side story. I'll probably do that at some point. Just to have access to its event shop and the freebies from it.
あとはこのまま姉さんのところに行くだけだぜ。
でもカタリナは今どこにいるんでしょう。
この町のことならやっぱりビーラちゃんが。っておい、あの子どこ行ったんだ？
Went to speak to
見当たら
Vera.
ないわね。
She's gone.
一人で執務室に帰ったとか？
I mean, we were in the middle of fighting the Imperial soldiers.
まさか
And
私たちに真実を喋っちゃったから
on
帝
paper,
国に
at
連
the
れて
very
行かれ
least,
たんじゃ。
Albion and the Empire share a pretty cordial relation.
ありえねえ話じゃねえな。
So she probably wouldn't want to get
面倒な
involved
こと
in
になってき
that.
たぞ。
I don't know. I'm just presenting an alternative narrative rather than Vera was abducted. Just she wanted to not get involved because that would be bad for her country or city, state, whatever you call it. I don't know exactly what you'd call an island like this. Probably a city-state would be the most analogous to real-world counterparts, right? Because it's basically one city, and that's about it. Yeah, I'd probably say city-state, because it's not an archipelago, right? It looks like Albion's just the one island. Yeah, who knows? A promise made. Let's get in there. We'll get in there with Kaguya. Gotta get that experience. I mean, I think Furious is happy as long as he's doing something that's
フュリアス、
harming others.
貴様約束はちゃんと守ったんだろうな。
やだな、僕ってそんなに信用ない？
Well, obviously.
今頃別の軍島で追われることのない気ままな旅を満喫してるんじゃないかな。
I mean, my real question is, why did anyone bother trusting this troll?
それならいいんだ。
Anyway, so the player is aware that Vera is on
帝
the
国
scene
の兵
there.
隊がうじゃうじゃ出てくるってことはここで正解みたいね。
The party has no way of knowing that, right? Main character and
場所さえ
the
分か
rest
り
of
ゃあ
the
と
crew
は
have
進む
no
だけ
way
だ。
of knowing what's
どんどん行くぞ。
other than the fact that there's a bunch of Imperial soldiers here that we're gonna plow through them because they're in the way and we don't want them to be in the way anymore.
なんかやけに騒がしいな。バカな連中だな。ビーラ、出番だ。
どうやら頃合いのようですね。
ビーラ、君は。
ご安心ください、お姉様。すべてこの私にお任せください。私の大切なお姉様。
The phrasing, the intonation,
ルレ
everything
や、
there is suspicious.
それにお前たちまで。
Well,
無事だったみてえ
we
だな。
are.
それでチビ将軍は。
Alright. Well, I mean, that's probably the best position for him.
様よくも
なんでこいつが怪我して倒れてんだ？
Yeah.
フィリアス将軍の仇、覚悟しろ。
Okay.
どうやら事情は後みたいね。
Yeah.
構いなさい。
Clearly, we're the ones that attacked him, you know, being the ones that are at the door rather than right next to his body. I don't know, man. I mean, he's not dead, but, you know. Maybe if we were... no. We won't say anything. It is a little awkward how we're hitting everything. It does make it a little hard to take it seriously.
やるじゃない。
この程度。
これの甘いそれ悪いわね。スピリチュアルパワー全開や。明日へかけていこう。カードが告げた通りやね。
Alright. Yeah, the fish weapon does make things a little hard to take seriously. I do have a tendency as a player to select more serious weapon sets. Alright. I don't think we have the materials to uncap the SR characters, so they'll just have to sit there at level 30. Okay. More Kaguya. And more hitting people with fish.
それにビーラさんもみんな無事だったんですね。
ともかくここを離れるぞ。ここじゃまたいつ帝国の兵隊に囲まれるともしれね
え。Kind of a logical opinion.
ですよね。行こう、カタリナ。
Staying in a large room like this is
すまない。
お姉様はもう二度とここを離れませんよ。ずーっと私と一緒にいるんです。
Okay. What happened about Furious? I guess he's not important right now. Yeah, we gotta give him the slip. So we do.
さすが帝国が手を焼いていたというのはどうやら真実のようですね。
Well, yeah, I mean, why would they lie about that?
さあ、話してもらうぜ。一体何がどうなってやがんだ。
何がどうなっているか、それをお話しするには千の夜をもってしても足りません。
Right.
なぜならあなたたちは何も知らなすぎる。
Sure. That's why we asked.
私がお姉様と過ごした月日、交わした言葉、悲哀に満ちた別れ。
Like, what's going on? You don't understand. Yeah, I know. That's why I asked about it.
あえて卑俗な言葉で簡潔にたった一言で申し上げるなら、お姉様はこの私ビーラ・リーリエのものだということです。
Okay.
だって
それがあなたの本性なのね。嘘なんてついていない方がやっぱりあなた可愛いわ。
お褒めに預かり光栄です。ですがお姉様はお渡しできません。どうぞお引き取り願います。
Or is that his line here? Implies that, in the Japanese text at least, that Vera, upon showing her true colors here, seems to be much more attractive. Yeah, I'm confused too. Anyway. Oh, I guess Furious wasn't dead on the floor.
最初からこれが目的だったのか、その女騎士が。
はい、お姉様を彼らから引き離すために少々利用させていただきました。
Fair enough.
ただ彼らは未だ健在なご様子。もう少し利用させていただきますね。
なんだば、てめえ何って。
I mean, at the very least, he's on the receiving end of a scheme. So I'm more than a, you know, I'll give Vera some points for that.
私は生来殺生と発酵食品が嫌いです。しかしお姉様が健康に良いとおっしゃっているのを聞き、今は毎朝発酵食品を食べています。さて、そこで問題です。今あなたたちお姉様のためにすべきことは何でしょうか。
I'm sorry about that. I accidentally clicked off the window.
悪く思うなよ。おいおい、あの嬢ちゃんずいぶん愉快な性格だったみてえだな。
待てビーラ、ルリアたちのことはもう。
焦ったお姉様も可愛い。ちゃんと心得ていますからご安心ください。帝国兵の皆様、さっきも言ったように私は殺生と発酵食品が嫌いです。くれぐれも私に不快な思いをさせないでくださいね。
くそー、覚悟しやがれ。
こんなに戦いにくい相手は初めてだわ。けど私たちだってやられるわけにはいかないんだから行くわよ。
So, I'm not particularly against it, but there was a change that was made in the dialogue. And the reason I'm not particularly against it is because I think it's more white, like oatmeal is more widespread than what she was actually saying. Hakko shokuhin is the word she was using, which is fermented foods, essentially. So yeah, from my perspective, I don't. Where I live, at the very least, there's no common fermented foods that are eaten. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure it's true in a lot of English-speaking countries. So I'm not against that change in the script. Just wanted to bring that up after the fact, because yeah, again, like I said, I'm trying to bring it up when I see script changes. Oh, hold on. Slimes have incredibly high resistance, so let's actually use some skills.
決めろ C2
言われなくとも。
ドルイドシステム起動。
刺激的よ。
そこだ。
行け。
Trying to force our way through here.
とっておきを見せてあげる。
甘い。そこだ。
これの覚悟はいいかしら。クリムバース
Okay.
ト。悪いわね。やるじゃない。そこだ。そこだ。明日へかけていこ
Throw an idol concert, and he's dead.
う。完璧にいこ
I don't get it.
これで決める。
いいんだな、ルルーシュ。
綺麗事で世界は変えられない。
この程度。
う。これのそれ。
And
打っていいのは打ただ愚か者め。
easy enough. Got a random sword. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing to just collect the random drops, because they end up being items that you haven't. If they end up being something that you haven't had before, it does count up toward your number of summons and number of weapons owned trophy. You know, every time you get that trophy, you get a little bit more crystals, which is not really relevant for this account, but most accounts it's pretty relevant. It's, crystals are, like, stockpiling crystals is the way to get your way towards guaranteeing what you want from the gacha. Now, hey, this is a rarity. Pretty sure this is one of the summons that if you summon it a bunch of times, it gives you a trophy, and that trophy gives you a different summon. I'm not 100% sure on that. Well, we can bring it. It's not like it matters. Kaguya is not giving us any attack, so we're at more or less the same power level without it. Just get a little bit less experience.
カタリナ、ねえ、もう一緒に行こう。私ね、もう全部聞いたよ。カタリナが私たちを守るために自分を犠牲にしようとしたこと。でもね、それでもカタリナを助けに行こうってみんなそう思ったんだよ。だから
ルリア、私が今ここにいる理由はそれだけではないんだ。ルリア、君はこのアルビオンの領主が受ける制約を聞いたか？ビーラはまだ話していないようだな。
Yep. Apparently, I believe the implication is Catalina is saying this, but she's not voicing it. Yeah. So she probably has more intricate details for us than what we're seeing here on screen. But yeah, more or less, Lord of Albion is stuck on Albion.
その領主を決める戦いは
Not allowed to
ビーラ
leave.
さんが勝ったんでしょ？だから領主はビーラさんだし、カタリナにその制約は関係ないんじゃ。
それこそが私のトガだ。
Yeah. This sentence here is pretty like a reasonable reinterpretation of the line, but she's definitely more saying that Vera's fate is my fault. It's my, my sin, my burden, that kind of thing.
私は領主となり、 シュバリエの力でこの町に縛られることを恐れた。
Yeah.
だから私はあの決闘でわざと手を抜き、自分が負けるよう仕向けたんだ。
So say it now,
ミ
everything
イラが
makes
私を
sense.
慕ってくれている。その事実も知りながらな。
リーラさんはそのことを。
おそらく感づいていた。
Right?
だがそれでも告発することなく、
Because Vera says
私に自由を譲ってくれ
she
たんだ。
became the Lord, was in the finals against Catalina,
償い
and
の日
couldn't
は
beat her
いつか必ず訪れると思っていた。
because Catalina threw the
だ
fight.
から彼女が望むなら、私はここで気空団を離れ、ずっとそばにいてやろうと思うんだ。
そんなのって二人の邪魔をさせないためにも敵はオイラたちで片付けるぞ。
I mean, yeah, this is actually kind of a tough problem to pick a side on.
ねえカタリナ。カタリナは約束してくれたよね。
約束。
私に外の世界を見せてくれるって。
I mean, from a
君
certain
が
perspective,
ルリアちゃんかな。
she already has.
誰？
ほら、ルリアちゃん、今日は本を持ってきたんだ。私と読書をしようじゃないか。
We can actually see this image of Catalina is
いい。
very slightly different than the
そう
armor
か。
kind of gear she wears.
でも、本
normally
は
now.
面白いぞ。遠い異国、知らない空に思いを馳せることができるんだ。
That's how we know it's a flashback.
どうでもいい。だって私の空はきっと永遠にこの作り物の天井だから。
Man, Luria was a depressing person. I mean, to be fair, in examining her past, you know, she probably does, you know, is justified in having that opinion.
どうだ？空は広いだろう。今日はいい風も吹いてる。気持ちのいい空だな。
風。この風はどこから来るの？
そうだな。ここからは見えない。もっともっと遠いところからだ。
もっと遠く。そんな場所があるの？
ああ、外の世界は無限だ。空の果てのその先にだって世界は広がっているそうだ。
外の世界、無限の世界。いつかそれも私に見せてくれる？
So I imagine
そうだな。
this is
約
just
束しよ
more or less a random
う。いつか
thought.
一緒に無限の世界を見ようじゃないか。
This world,
研
like,
究所の
it's
外
hard
で
to imagine the
私は初
construction
めて空を
of,
見た。
you know, the world of Granblue Fantasy.
そしてカタリナのおかげで無限の世界という空の果てという夢を見た。
Alright, so yeah, the thought that I had doesn't make any sense with when I put it together with some of the other stuff that I know. But it was kind of thinking about the kind of effective like, line of sight distance, because you know about the on Earth, if you look out toward the horizon, right, it's a specific distance away because of the curvature of the planet. Like, how does that apply in this world? I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, random thoughts aside, we're just gonna press a button. I should summon this thing. Actually, I should not. Now that I think about it. I probably will on the second wave. Interesting. Okay. You know, I've never actually seen the animation for it, that summon, so just wanted to do it. I'm pretty sure it's from a really old collab event. And it's one of the ones that is not available. Right, the collab events that are in the side stories tab are very limited. It's pretty sure it's just the Club Live collabs, the Tails collab, and the Kokias collab. Really old stuff, you're kind of out of luck for getting. Alright. Dark. Okay. Okay. We'll bring Belial. As an aura, this summon is actually pretty useful for some content, not all. It does cause your max HP to be at a maximum of 20,000, which is irrelevant for us because we're not near that number. But it does make it so that you can't take more than 5,000 damage per hit, which is good if you're looking at taking big hits.
ひどいことなのかもしれない。だけどそれはそこにとどまることでしかあがなえないの？カタリナが空に出て得たものを犠牲にすることでしか償えないの？きっと絶対にあるはずだよ。カタリナも私もリーナさんだって。みんなが笑顔になれる方法があるはず。それを一緒に探そう。だから私の手を取ってカタリナ。
Catalina feels responsible for the fact that Vera is stuck here on Albion for the rest of her life, fulfilling the responsibilities of the Lord. But Lyria also has, you know, theoretically outstanding promise with Catalina to go see the outside world. Right? And Catalina doesn't seem to want to stay there forever.
Albion 領主の名において命ずる。我が身に宿りて、その力を権限せよ。
Oh, and by the way, Vera lied to us. In a lot of places. I hope you're not surprised.
Masaka. シュバリエのよりしろには真の騎士がってのも嘘かよ。
嘘も方便です。
Yeah, I mean,
帝国の力を借りてお姉様とあなたたちを引き離すためには必要な嘘でした。
yeah.
さあ、まだお姉
Here's a
様
pretty
を
decent
諦めぬと
schemer,
い
I
うな
guess,
ら
suppose.
その未練、
If
私の執
Furious had
念
been
で
able to
見
actually
事
follow
断ち切って差し上げ
through
ます。
with, taking us out, then she probably would have just been in. She would have won her little gambit here.
これくらいのことじゃオイラたちはへこたれたりしねえぜ。
Well, yeah, we literally can't lose in a side
未練でも執念でもねえが、ここで諦めるなんざ寝覚めが悪くってな。
私たちにはカタリナが必要なの。こればっかりは譲れないんだから。
事情のあるやつなんざ空には珍しくねえ。それでもみんななんとかやってけてるもんなのさ。
バカばっかりっていうのはよーく分かったと思うけど、
Yeah.
それより何より
Like
も
I
っと
said,
大切なことが
I've called us,
あるわね。
good-hearted idiots before. There is some self-awareness there.
そうだよカタリナ。ねえ、私たちは諦めたり
Also,
しないよ。
Rosetta, I still don't trust you.
そ
You
れ
still
で
haven't said anything about
カ
yourself.
タリナはどうしたいの？
Yeah. Lyria kind of cuts to
私は
the heart of the matter here, with
お姉様、
asking
どうぞお気を
what it
確
is
かに持って
that
ください。
Catalina wants to do. Right?
お姉様をたぶらかそうとする
Not
連
doing
中など
something that you feel
今
like
に
you have
私が排除してご覧に入れます。
but if you make a conscious choice
シュバリエよ、
to do something,
星の
right,
騎士たる
it's
その力、
important.
今こそ我が前に示せ。
Because if she were
主の
to
剣となり盾となりて我が悲願の道に立ちはだかる者を切り払え。
if she were to choose to stay here of her own volition, and say like, yeah, I want to
気合い入
be
れろ
here,
よ。
there's not really much we can do about it. Alright. So, this stage.
リーラリーリへ参り
Oh
ます。
boy. This stage shouldn't be difficult anymore, but when I first started this game, this stage was tough. So we should be fine. But back in the day, you know, friends lists were less powerful. The amount of side stories you had access to was a lot smaller. None of the collab characters that were on screen were available. This fight was actually really tough. I remember I ended up losing here like 4 times before I finally managed to get through it. Anyway, let's see how this goes. I do not remember what these do.
カードはうちにそう告げるんや。
Okay.
こういうの
I
はどう？
also do not remember the gimmicks here. I know there is
刺
something,
激的よ。
but yeah.
原章。
And again, like I said, we won't find it. We won't have it that hard of a time. But also, you got to remember, back in the day, the SSR weapons that you got from the main story didn't exist. Back then, it was just crystals. So no weapons, no good counterclass. You can't even farm dark weapons at this stage. And not to mention, levels and ranks were, you know, harder to get because we weren't able to access as many side stories, which have pretty easy level and rank inflation because of the 0 AP stages that you do to get through the story. So basically I'm looking at, like, I'm low level, not in a very good class because I'm playing the game for the first time, have no good party members. This was tough. Basically, we look at the damage we deal here. Imagine that you dealt, say, this particular enemy's got a weird gimmick. But imagine that we're dealing, you know, a quarter of the damage we're dealing, maybe less. But yeah, that enemy's got a gimmick. You got to summon to kill it. Or chain burst, but that's tougher. Also, it's a two-way fight. Alright, I'm gonna summon Belial. It's not gonna be helpful. But, you know, this is the time to show it off. Alright, so, gives you this buff, right? This buff gives random effects every 4 turns. It can be very good, it can be very bad, and because it's so random, that's why we don't use it. Wait, that doesn't do anything. What am I doing? Alright. Overdrive. I was holding attacks so we can get a chain burst. Phalanx. So we take a lot less damage. I 100% should have used Chess Master there. I forgot. I forgot. Yeah, see? Now we're charmed. Because Belial sucks. Anyway. Substitute. Chess Master. Buffs. Miss. Because of course we do. Alright. That plane damage was from Lelouch's chest master. Yeah. So, that's a trick that we didn't have access to back in the day. So yeah, back in the day, the correct answer is doing chain bursts and summons to get through her. Because her normal attack defense is off the charts. Alright, got another side story. This weapon actually is probably going to be useful because it's a light weapon, and we do not have very many of those. Alright, well, we did it.
Biro. 凄まじい子だったな。青少銃を使って戦うなんてありなのかよ。
シュバリエが特殊な青少銃だったってだけよ。
Yeah, so Rosetta's
それよりまずいわ。
It's just that, you know, Chevalier is an unusual rival.
ちーっと派手にドンパチやりすぎたみてえだな。崩れるぞこりゃ。
So apparently we somehow fought hard enough that this room is gonna collapse. At the very least. That takes a lot of damage to the structure. I don't know about that. Alright, yeah, we gotta get out of here.
ありがとう、ルリア。
I guess the room getting structural damage is from the fact that we're supposed to have summoned to deal damage. Ah, see, there's now I'm thinking. Well, I guess she was crushed.
そんなに取り乱してはいけないな。
Oh, nope.
い
Guess
かな
she
る
was
時も
fine.
心を強く持てとそう教えたじゃないか。
カタリナ
Alright. Well, I suppose that makes a successful
ヒヤ
escape.
ヒヤしたぜ。本当に姉さんはもう助からなかったんじゃないかと。
That said, we still haven't dealt with Furious and the Empire,
心配かけさせやがって。
who still has a ship right outside.
すまない。だが、ビーラをあの場に放っておくわけにもいかなくてな。
Well, yeah, if you left her there in that collapsing room, she probably would have been crushed.
ああ、随分と心配をかけてしまったな。
Yes,
だが、
she did just try to
もう
kill
大丈夫
us.
だ。何が大切か。
So,
私は何を選んだのか。もうそれをしっかり思い出し
you know,
た。
I don't think our crew should have particularly positive opinions of her, but
みんな。
Catalina has a little bit more context, you know, than the rest of us as to why she would take the actions that she did. So, yeah, fair enough. Alright, looks like after chapter 20 we get a harp. We do already have a light harp, if I'm remembering correctly. No, we have 2 wind harps. So this one gives us the ability to use harp class in light. So that's not bad. We always want to unlock the ability to use every class in every element. So having main hands for every element is pretty important. Alright. Gonna go with this. Just so we can keep going. Get some more experience. Alright. So we leave the unconscious Vera. Because we really don't want to take her with us. Again, she just tried to kill us, so I'm not happy with that.
このまま旅を続けるために、まだ私にはやるべきことがある。
Okay.
君たちにどれだけの心配をかけたか、それは私も分かっているつもりだ。しかし、それでもまだ私はこのアルビオンを離れるわけにはいかないんだ。
ここまで来たらもう乗りかかった船ってやつだぜ。
まったくだ。こうなりゃとことんまで付き合ってやろう。
Okay, so
それで
we're gonna help Catalina
その
with
やり残したこと
whatever
って
it
の
is
は
she's
一体
got.
何なんだ。
To be fair, I would probably agree to do that.
ありがとう。
Catalina's
感謝する。
basically our oldest
私は
ally.
これからも君たちと
Because
ルリアと一緒に旅がしたい。 し
you
か
know,
し
Luria doesn't really count as a combatant.
私の過去が消えることはない。ビーラに私が本来負うべきだった責任を押し付けたことも。だからきっちりとけじめをつけてからこのアルビオンを去りたいんだ。
Okay.
けじめか。そいつは上等だ。ようやく腹くくったみてえだな。
それに手を貸すのは当然として。
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against. Yeah.
ちょっと魔物がうるさいわね。
Not against helping Catalina here.
先にこの子たちの相手をしてから話の続きを聞きましょうか。
Yeah. Alright, so
さて
do some stuff,
そ
kill
れで
some monsters.
けじめって言うと一体何をするのかしら。
ああ、私はビーラを解放してやりたいんだ。
あの嬢ちゃんを。いやー、姉さんへの執着はあれはもう直せねえと思うぜ。
That's
あ、
not
いや
what she's
その
talking
ことではな
about.
くてだな。ビーラは聖少獣シュバリエの主でありアルビオンの領主であるがゆえにアルビオンの町を片時も離れられないでいる。その呪縛を解いてやりたいんだ。
Yeah. Yeah, so ultimately, whoever is the vessel for the primal beast
賛成です。
stuck on the island
きっと
forever.
ビーラさんも喜んでくれるんじゃないかな。
So Catalina wants to make that not be the case anymore for Vera.
なるほどね。アルビオンの呪縛を解くことで過去の過ちを清算する。
And yeah, that would definitely be some form of absolution for her
ねえ、でもそれって、
deeds in the past of throwing the fight that
そのためにはお
you
そ
know,
らく
decided who was
聖
going
少
to
獣シュバリ
be
エの力を
the
ルリアが吸収する必要がある。
who was going to be the Lord of Albion.
ってことはつまりその聖少獣を全力
If
で
we
ぶ
go
ん殴ればいいっ
if
て
we
こ
go
と
into an
ね。
alternate timeline, Catalina could be the Lord of Albion here. Easily, right?
はわかりやすくて結構じゃねえか。そうなりゃ進路は
And then there's no
崩れた
there's,
塔の
then
あたり
there's
だ
no
な。
way for us to know what would be happening right now.
何やら魔物が集まっちゃいるが、
But we would
蹴
know
散ら
that
していく
we
ぞ。
would know that Catalina would be stuck here. Yeah, I don't really know. It would be interesting to kind of dive into that alternate time, see what was going on. But that's not a project or really ever.
行け。
これの
Just kind of a thought experiment.
悪いわね。全力で行くわよ。
甘い、そこだ。
愚か者め。
We gotta move forward, hit some monsters with some fish.
そこだ。
行け。
準備はできている。
これで決める。
いいんだな、ルルーシュ。
綺麗事で世界は変えられない。
この程度か。
Alright, then we go to the last wave, throw a fish at an enemy.
さあ、
Doing just
と
fine.
っておきを見せてあげる。
この程度か。
Alright,
ちょっとやりすぎちゃったかしら。
so that was, again, pretty easy. We definitely don't need that. Yeah, this is a weapon that doesn't even have a skill. So it's not really all that useful to us. Yeah, not to mention that we already have the SSR Leviathan dagger. So that's a thing. Alright.
まあしかしそうは言ってもシュバリエはビーラと共に一度敗北を喫している。
Okay, so we defeated.
だから今は力を権限させていない姿、コアだけのような状態だろう。
Okay.
ってことはそのコアになってるシュバリエを見つけて、
私がそこから力を吸収すれば万事解決ってことですね。
If it'll go that easily, right?
ルリアがシュバリエの力を一部でも手に入れれば領地の制約も変えられるだろ
う。We'll see.
とは言っても派手に暴れすぎたせいであの城の塔崩れちまってんだよな。
しょうがないじゃない。どんよりしてたって何も始まらな。
Well, clearly she got interrupted by something. Okay. So, something bad is happening.
なんだ今の。何かかすったぞ。砲撃されたのか。
Something grazed us.
次が来るわね。みんな何かに捕まりなさい。
おい、もしかしてこれ帝国の兵器に狙われてるんじゃねえのか。でも変です。さっきからあの力、聖少獣の気配がします。聖少獣だ。アルビオンにはシュバリエ以外にも聖少獣がいるのか。
そんなバカな、そんな話聞いたこともない。
ともかくここを離れるぞ。
Yeah, not really the
いつ撃ち
time.
落とされるか分かったもんじゃねえ。
Rackham's got it. It's not really the time to have this conversation. We're under fire right now. I mean, if we're looking at it from kind of the story setup,
ありゃやっぱりあの帝国のアドウェルサとかいう兵器なんじゃねえのか。
their part of the story hasn't been resolved yet.
でもあの大きな大砲を積んだ戦艦からは聖少獣の気配がします。
じゃあビーラがまたシュバリエをまとってあの戦艦に乗ってるとか。
違うわね。おそらくはあの戦艦と兵器そのもの。
That's a weird thing
それ
to
をシュ
say.
バリエは次のよりしろに選んだんだわ。アルビオンにあだなす敵を倒すために。
And that's a weird choice to make.
おいおい、シュバリエは騎士の聖少獣じゃねえのかい。
Yeah.
今度のよりしろは騎士どころか人ですらねえじゃねえか。
That doesn't make any
ビーラが言ってたじゃ
sense.
ない。真の騎士が必要だっていうのは帝国を騙すための嘘だったって。
I mean, sure, but what do you know?
それに人であるかどうかなんて聖少獣にとっては些細な問題に過ぎないわ。
I still don't like the way that she
こ
doesn't
の
say
数が
anything
増えてきてる魔物
like,
は
of
シ
substance,
ュバリエの聖少獣の力
but
に
still
群がってきてるっ
tries
て
to
わけ
explain a
ね。
bunch of stuff.
の戦艦としてまずはこの邪魔な魔物たちを何とかしちゃいましょう。
Anyway. Sorry, this isn't intended to be a complaining about Rosetta video. So instead, we'll make it a hitting enemies with a fish video.
そこだ。甘い。
これ悪いわね。これ完璧にこ
そこ
悪いわね。
撃っていいのは撃たれるか。行け行け。
これ完璧にこ
そこだ。
明日へかけてゆこう。それ甘いわ。
Okay.
想定通りだ。
Hey, the Griffin survived a chain burst.
これで決める。
いいんだ
It's
な
got some
ルルー
HP
シュ。
to it.
綺麗事で世界は変えられない。
これ甘い悪いわね。
Anyway, moving on. Alright, so remember how I said I tend to favor more serious weapons. If you have a weapon that you don't like the appearance of, come over here, press the skin button, and change the appearance to any other weapon that matches its type. So let's say I've got this fish. I don't really like the fact that it's a fish. You know, I'd rather it be. Let's make it this bronze sword. We can set the bronze sword as our weapon skin, and also we can change if we want the original weapon's charge attack or the skin weapon's charge attack. So basically, if we do it like this, we'll have this normal weapon, and our charge attack will be throwing a giant fish with it. We'll stick with that for now. Ultimately, it would be nice to get a weapon that isn't a joke weapon, but we'll get there eventually. Alright.
Oi, あの兵器。いや、青照銃か。ともかくあいつ、こっちに照準を合わせてきてねえか?
I mean, probably. It was shooting at us, right?
そりゃそうよ。何せ私たちはアルビオン領主であるビーラを一度倒してるんだもの。アルビオンの守護騎士であるシュバリエは当然私たちを敵とみなしてるでしょうね。
こっちは特別な武装のないただの航行用の気空艇だぞ。兵器を積んだ戦艦とやり合うなんざ正気の沙汰じゃね
え。Yeah, we should probably put some weapons on this ship, just to have a way of
して相
fighting
手は
back.
青照銃でもある。慎重に対策を練るべきだな。
Even if we're not, you know, how do they say it, packed with weaponry, it'd be nice to at least have some way to not get be a sitting duck.
様子見だな。空に魔物の数が増えてやがる。用心して進むぞ。
Okay, 4 monsters in the sky. That's pretty much per usual.
おい、ラカム、こいつはまずいぞ。
おっさんも気づいたか。正直、今のまま逃げ回ってりゃ、落とされるのは時間の問題だ。あの兵器の射程距離が長すぎる。どう逃げたって射程を出る前に撃ち落とされるぞ。
あの戦艦は青少獣シュバリエでもあるわけなんでしょ。だったら最初の計画通りあれを倒せばいいだけの話じゃない。どうしよう。
I mean, yeah.
全速前進って
If it's a battleship with
入れられねえん
a
じゃ
ton
仕
of
方ねえよな。
weapons that's operating with additional power,
よっしゃこうなりゃ当たっ
we
て
kind of have
砕
to
けろ
close
だ。
in because we don't have any weapons.
真のあの帝国の戦艦、あの兵器も青少獣シュバリエもまとめてぶっ倒してやろうぜ。
I mean, if we had something that we could, snipe from a distance with, but
相変わらず無茶をやる。だが
I mean, what we're doing
不
is
思議と心
definitely
地よいのはなぜだろう
reckless.
な。
But do we really have any other
オイラたち
choices?
うじうじ悩むのは似合わないってことだぜ。邪魔する魔物には容赦しねえぞ。覚悟しや
I
が
don't really think there's another good choice than to go full speed, close the distance, with some evasive maneuvering. If we have no way of running away, of actually getting away, right? We're stuck fighting. I don't see any other way.
甘い、そここの手
So
を
yeah, you'll see now we're no longer
悪いわ
thinking.
ね。しょうがないわね。
甘い。
これ
さあ次行くわよ。
And there's a lot of criteria that some people will use to pick the weapon skin.
完璧ね。
I
悪い
think
わね。
personally speaking, the correct one is the one that likes the looks of the best.
悪いわね。
Especially if you're matching the looks of the weapon with the looks of the class that you're playing it on.
甘い甘い。
Just saying, I like anything to match.
想定通りだ。
So now we should see, yeah, we still throw the fish at the enemy.
これで決める。
いいんだな、ルルーシュ。
綺麗事で世界は変えられない。
明日へかけているぞ。覚悟はいいかしら。グリムバースト。
Alright.
話をちょっとやりすぎちゃったかしら。
Yeah, we're making some more progress. Alright, so this should be the battle against Adversa. I guess we just take Bahamut.
いいか、このグランサイファーには戦艦を落とすような上等な装備はねえ。だからシュバリエを倒すには一体化してる兵器ごと俺たちの手でぶっ壊すしかねえ。
Yeah, we covered that already, Rackham.
ラカム、それはわかるけどよ。そろそろスピード緩めねえとこのままじゃぶつか
I'm
る。
pretty sure he's intending for us to do some collision.
もうそれしか方法はね
Yep.
え。グランサイファーを戦艦に滑り込ませてそこから一気に乗り込むぞ。
I mean, again, if we don't have the weapons for it, this is kind of our only
まるで賊だな。
recourse.
私の手を離すんじゃないぞ。
We're pretty stuck doing this kind of thing.
あなたも一緒に。
強引な男って嫌いじゃないの？
Stop it.
それにしたって限度があるわよ。もっとスマートなやり方はなかったのかしらね。
全員歯食いしばれ。
Yeah, I
無
mean,
駄話してっと舌噛むぞ。
if we had infinite time, we might have been able to come up with a better solution, but we don't. Right? We're under a lot of pressure. We're in a time crunch because the enemy is closing in and firing on us. Alright, so we've crashed into this ship. Now it's time to take out the weapon itself.
This 凄まじい勝機を放っているな。
当然よ。一度負けてるわけだし。自分の存在意義を守るために暴走してでも私たちを倒す気ね。
けど、よりしろが悪かったな。ここまで来れば、その大砲は使えねえだろ。
油断はするなよ。何せ相手は青少獣だ。何が出てくるか分かったもんじゃねえ。
Yeah, I mean, when we fight these things, they don't tend to be in a position that they're putting themselves in.
アルビオンの騎士としてお前に守るべきものがあったのはわかる。だがお前の制約によって私の大切なものがこの地に縛られているんだ。支援はない。むしろ恨むべきは心の弱かった過去の私だ。しかしアルビオンに伝わる悪しき因習、今ここで断ち切らせてもらうぞ。
Okay. I mean, I'm behind it. For a lot of reasons, but yeah. Let's take him down. Yeah, it should be pretty easy, all things considered.
Droid system, 起動!
Apply some buffs. And debuffs.
タードはうちにそう告げるんや。こういうのはどう？
決めろ、C2!
言われなくとも刺激的。悪いわね。
We win. Taking a summon that increases your damage, it does make a huge difference in the amount of damage you deal. Alright. Journal updated, and quest complete. And we got a harp. Good stuff. Unlocked another side story. It's another light weapon. Could come in handy. A wind sword. And could be okay. Alright. So we did manage to obtain the piece of the sky map when we defeated the problem, which is useful.
カタリナさん、ベイラさん、目を覚ましましたよ。
Okay.
そうか。
Well, I guess that's good.
今行く。
カタリナ。
Yeah, Catalina does need to relay that she's made her choice.
Oh,
ビラ、私は君に謝らなければいけないことがある。
領主を決める大会でのことですか。あれならもう。
いや、それだけじゃない。あの大会で行った不正の償いとして、私は君が望むならこれからはずっとそばにいようと思っていた。しかしやはりそれはできそうにない。私が行ったことは間違っていたし、糾弾されるべきことだろう。 しかし、それでも私は彼らと共に空の旅を続けたいんだ。
She is able to speak her mind, give an honest decision. Right. She's made up her mind.
わかりました。これはもう私の乾杯ですね。
ビーラ。
単純な力でも、お姉様の心を奪うことでも、私はあなたたちに及ばなかった。でも聞きました。お姉様は私を自由にしてくださったんですよね。
それは私たち自身にもシュバリエを倒す必要があったわけだが。
There's no real reason to say
それだけで十分です。お姉様がこの町から私を助け出してくれた。それだけで6年の歳月を領主として過ごした甲斐がありました。それにそもそも町に縛られることは私にとってあまり苦痛ではないんです。ただお姉様に会いに行けないことに苛立ちを覚えていただけで。しかしもう町に縛られることがないなら思う存分お姉様を追いかけられる。私絶対にお姉様を諦めたりしませんから、どうぞお覚悟なさってくださいね。
そうか。では私も再会を楽しみにするとしよう。
I can't
いつかまた
personally say that our crew
どこかで
would likely hold Vera in, very high regard, given that she tried to kill us.
そういえばお姉様方はクーズのかけらを集めているんでしたよね。
But in respect to Catalina, we can kind of try to put that behind us.
次はどこに行くのかもう決まってらっしゃいますか？
No, we only find out where we're going next by someone
いや、今
where
日ま
we're
で
currently at
帝
telling us
国を
where
追う
to
よう
go.
にしてここまで進んできたからな。
Yeah, see, Catalina's got it. We don't make plans. We don't know what we're
で
doing.
きることなら黒騎士とオルキスの行方を追いたいが、手がかりが何もなくてな。
でしたら今少しアルビオンでお休みになってはいかがでしょう。不詳このビーラがお姉様につきっきりで最高のおもてなしを。
The answer to that should be no, but regrouping and figuring out where we're supposed to
ジョーちゃん、悪いが俺たちにはゆっくりしてる余裕はなさそうで
we
な。
have no destination in mind.
どういうこと？せっかくだからゆっくりしてけばいいじゃない。
However, I don't want to stay here because Vera tried to kill us.
シュバリエを倒すときにグランサイファーでだいぶ無理したろ。
Okay. We need to go get repairs? Is that what
そ
you're
れ
trying to
に
say?
ここまでの距離を飛んだダメージも機体全体に溜まってやがる。
Yeah, that's probably okay.
地形うちに大掛かりなメンテナンスをしねえといつ飛べなくなるかわからねえぞ。もう俺たちの修理程度じゃどうにもならねえってことか。ガロンゾっつう島まで行きゃ専門的な修理が受けられるはずだ。
Galonzo. Okay. So it seems like we're heading out to Galonzo.
だからこの先の旅はまずそこに寄ってからだな。
ガロンゾ？それって荒くれ者が集まるっていう？
Deal with it.
ちった騒がしい連中が多いが、
Yeah, there's
ま、
some...
根は悪い奴らじゃねえよ。な、ラカム。
It's a place where the rough and tumble types gather.
いやー、俺はさすがにオイゲンのおっさんほどあの島に馴染めねえな。
ガロンゾ、その島の名前どこかで。
まあ、いい意味でも悪い意味でも有名な島だからな。どっかで小耳に挟んだんだろう。
Okay.
いえ、確かエルステの小さな将軍がその名前を口にしていたような。
Well, I mean, as if an imperial is saying it, then we have to go there.
じゃあ帝国
Because
が
that's how it's been
今度は
from,
ガロンゾで何か。
from the beginning.
とにかく行ってみるきゃねえぜ。これで次の目的地は決まったな。
Okay, well, fair enough. Heading toward Galonzo makes a lot of sense. If we need repairs, we need repairs. You know what I mean? Alright. Something is happening in the skies. Okay. But for now, we're heading off. Unknown. Well, that's not ominous. Okay. Well, we have officially completed our story segment in Albion. So let's go real quick and look at our wonders, just so we can see what this does. Okay, extra rupees. You know, that's actually pretty good, because in the early game, man, you run out of rupees so fast. So getting more is always nice. Also, I don't think we ever clicked on this tab, but if you want to look at the map pieces you've obtained so far, you can see them here. They're not particularly important, but you can click on them. They have some, flavor text and a shortcut to the journal.
カタリナに頼まれて武器のことも記録してるんです。結構。
Yeah. It's not that important. But that's about it. Oh, hold on. One more thing, actually. We can look at our weapon that we got. That harp. Right? Oh, no, hold on. It's still in the crate. I'm not gonna fall for that too much more. It's still in the crate. Let me grab that real quick. Now we can look at the harp. Alright. So here it is. Light and dark weapons can be a little weird. Because you'll see this light weapon also comes with a fire skill to boost fire allies' HP. It's a little unusual. And if we look in the shop, right? We can look at this. See, this gun boosts Earth allies' HP. This axe boosts water allies' attack. Right? It'll be the same for dark weapons. So yeah, they're a little weird, but it does mean that they are a little bit multi-purpose. Not a huge amount, because we don't really want those skills. I'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to actual grid building. But in the really super early game, they can be kind of handy. But yeah, that'll about cover it for Albion. I think I've covered everything that we needed to look at. This has been Shadow SB Granblue Fantasy. Yeah, signing off.